All right, for more insights on the Chinese economic regional impact, let's speak to Dr. Ibrahim Kholilul, Rohman, researcher at IFG Progress and lecturer at the School of Strategic and Global Studies, University of Indonesia. Thank you so much for joining us on CGTN. So China puts domestic demand and innovation at the center of economic priorities for next year to build a stronger home market and a more modern industrial system. So what new opportunities and areas of cooperation should arise for Asian trading partners? Your take?
Yeah, if China is genuinely trying to rebalance towards more domestic economy and innovation, it will create at least three opportunities for surrounding countries, including Southeast Asia and Indonesia in particular, going through three different channels. The first one is, of course, the increasing consumption upgrade. China is nearly 19 trillion economy, accounting for almost 20% of global GDP. So having 40% of domestic consumption, it means that almost in everything, it will be able to leverage surrounding economies, such as demand for tourism, for foods, for healthcare, and any other product that China's consumption will increase due to rebalancing. The second aspect is industrial upgrading. So it means that China will always demand raw materials from surrounding economies like Indonesia and ASEAN countries. And more importantly, they will demand only good quality of intermediate inputs. And the lastly is upgrading into technology. China is producing half of global electric vehicles, and it means that possible collaboration with ASEAN market will be even more in the future, ranging from smart ports, for instance, technology on smart grids, low carbon industrial environment, for instance, which China is already leading the world.
Mr. Rohman, given that the World Bank, the IMF, and the Asia Development Bank have all raised their forecast for China's economic growth, at the region's largest economy and growth engine, China is definitely adopting more proactive fiscal policies. So how do you think might this help buffer the impact of global economic uncertainty?
Yeah, we already experienced that during 2025. This year, we have been witnessing a tight, very challenging trade tension, especially between the United States with their own self-creating trade barriers against China and other global countries. And we see that China is one of the most important trading partner for Asia, for ASEAN, and for Indonesia as well in particular. So having stability in China economy, meaning that we will stabilize the demand for our exporting products. So if China is achieving a stabilization, it means that for product like energy, food, industrial inputs, it will give assurance for other countries to keep continuing economic activities because China is always there. China will absorb our products, especially in those mentioned products. Second aspect is that when enduring this uncertainty, we see that global international organizations such as the World Bank, IMF, and ASEAN Development Bank has upgraded China's growth outlook towards 5%. And we're talking about 5% of 17 trillion US dollar, which is a big amount of economic size, which means that stability in China will give some promise and certainties towards other ASEAN countries, including Indonesia. And the third aspect is that confidence in the financial sector. So credible growth with fiscal stability will increase certainty and reduce risk. We always have in our top of mind that China is always there to absorb domestic production from other ASEAN countries. So that's how important China for all other countries in Asia and ASEAN countries in particular.
Definitely a cornerstone for economic growth in the region. Thank you so much, Mr. Rohman, for sharing with us your insights. We really appreciate it.